Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia. Today's video is going to be a first impression on all new makeup products. I'm super excited to start this video and share with you guys some thoughts and opinions on new makeup that has recently hit the market or has been out for a little while for summer collections and spring collections. If you're new, please subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Leave me your thoughts down below on what you guys think of this makeup. And without further ado, let's go. I have a huge bin of makeup in my room that I just throw all PR into, and then I go through and sort out things of what I think you guys would want to see me try, and then I put other things into a giveaway bag, which I usually do. And then some other products in here are products that I have picked up that I think you guys would be interested in. So I just have my big bin here of makeup, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with this video. This video is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video because I do want to give you guys, my thoughts and opinions on all this makeup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started here. I did already put on my moisturizer. I'm going to be using this Lancome Advanced something. I can't pronounce it, all over the skin, also as a primer. I think I heard Babs Beauty talk about this. It's like a serum. It's actually really cool, and I'm just gonna push some onto the skin and rub it between my hands to get it warm and just go all over top of moisturizer. So it has a very light feeling and it does feel tacky. Now that that is on, I am going to be going in with this CoverGirl Pore Minimizing Primer. I'm actually anxious to see how this works. As you guys can tell, it does look like a smooth primer. Usually pore primers have a little bit more texture to them, so we'll see. It does have a fragrant smell, which I'm not really a big fan of, but that's okay. I'm just pushing this into the skin. That feels very slick. It doesn't feel like it stuck, so we'll see how that goes. I'm actually going to set that with this new Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I know this isn't a new product, but it is new to me. And yeah, I'm just gonna use this. All right, so now that all of that is on, I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation and face, and then I'll do the eyes. So foundation today, I'm going to be using the new CoverGirl True Blend Matte Foundation. I'm really anxious to see how this pulls up on camera. I'm using the shade L15. I have been trying this the past couple of days, and what I found for me personally and for what I like to get out of a foundation, I like more of a healthy, glowy foundation. I don't like pure matte foundations, and that's kind of the opposite of what I've always loved. I've always loved a matte foundation and then adding highlighter and glow to the skin, but I just feel like an all-over glow foundation and natural foundation is easier to work with for me, which is why I really love the Clinique foundation. But matte foundations just have not been my thing, and I think that's why I don't really like the Huda Beauty one. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this for you guys on camera. Put some on the back of my hand. You truly do not need a lot of this. A little of this goes a very, very, very long way. And with this foundation, I do like to just kind of start on one side of the face and then just foundations. Typically keep them out of the eye area because you do go in with concealer in that area, and if you put foundation and then concealer there, it can look cakey. Take a damp sponge and tap all this out. I'm gonna go in now on this side of the face and kind of just dot all over like I did on the other side. I have this zit right there, but I feel like when I add product to it. Also, this is a Morphe E44 brush that I am blending out with. To the sponge to even it all out. With this foundation, I really notice that in the creases of my nose, it really cakes up, and I really don't like that. So I just really have to go in and tap it out. Now that that's done, I'm going in with this Revlon Photo Color Correcting Color Pen. This is the orangey peach shade. I've never tried this before. It just has a twist top. This underneath the eyes to help brighten and take away dark circles with my sponge. Now I am going to do a little bit of cream contouring. I am taking this new Rimmel Insta Duo Contour Stick. It looks like this. So one side is a highlight shade right here, as you guys can see. Why isn't this focusing? There we go. And then the other side is a contour. This reminds me a lot of the NYX Wonder Stick. It just has larger packaging. I'm not going to be using the highlighter side, just the contour side. So I'm going to start with the hollows of the cheeks. And I've been placing my contour a little higher than usual because I just feel like I blend it down more. And then we'll do some down here. Do a little on the chin, lips, then a little here. You don't need much on your forehead. I have a smaller forehead anyways, so I try not to contour my forehead as much. We'll do some up here. Bring it down the nose. So to blend this out, I'm just taking this Sigma, it's baking brush, Bake Precision brush, and I'm just gonna start blending. I like this because I don't have to really work that hard, and I like how it has like a fat end and a skinny end, so you can really just like go around and blend. And then obviously I'll go in with a sponge and finish up the like blending, but I really like this brush to blend like a contour and start, if that makes sense. I've really cut back on like, okay, that sponge is not doing it. I really cut back on cream contouring a ton because I kind of felt like it wasn't really like contouring. I kind of felt like I just looked really like muddy and gross. So with cream contouring, just remember less is more. Concealer, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Beige and the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer in the shade 1C. Both these are pink undertones. I've been using this combination now for a little while. I don't have any new concealer, that's why I'm using this. So I'm going to start with the Shape Tape and then go in with the Laura Mercier. This out, once again, I'm just taking a damp sponge. New Hourglass Mineral Veil Powder. This is a really finely milled nice powder. This is a new product and I'm pretty sure it's sold out. It's really, really great. I've been using this ever since they sent it over to me in PR. It is such a great powder. I highly, highly recommend it. It's very finely milled. The fineness of it reminds me of the Urban Decay powder that's the Velvetizer, I believe that's what it's called. It's what it reminds me of. It gives such a pretty look to the skin and it just feels very luxurious. So I just like to press this where I usually would, set the bake, then wait a second, and then same, using the same sponge, I go in and I just press into the skin all over to set the rest of the face. While that sets, I am going to be applying a new powder all over. This is totally irrelevant, but I just want to try this powder. This is the CoverGirl, what is this called? The Vitalist Healthy Powder, and this is in the shade 710 Classic Ivory. Not sure if this is the lightest one. It looks a little dark, but it's alright. I'm just going to put this all over the skin and also blend out that Hourglass powder. I'm also using a large Sigma brush for this, which I love Sigma brushes. Once again, this step is totally optional. Too Faced Peach Perfect Powder. And I'm just going to be setting this just under my eyes because I'm using new eyeshadows. I don't know if they have fallout and I want to protect the face that I just did. I was very undecided on what I wanted to do, but I think I'm gonna do a mint look. I've never done a mint look before. I've got 3 eyeshadow palettes here that I kind of want to dabble into. The first one is the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions palette. Oh my god, I love these little mini palettes. They are amazing. The other one is this Urban Decay Naked Heat Petite palette. These are very similar palettes, so we'll see. And then I also have this Lancome Eye Sugar palette. This is where I kind of got the mint inspo. As you guys can see, has that really nice like mint shade right there. So we'll see what I end up doing, but I'm gonna go ahead and start on the eyes. Actually going to be using the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions palette. I just really like how this looks. So first I'm gonna be taking that like vanilla-y cream shade on a brush. Just going to be setting this all over the eyes. Now that that's done, I'm going to be taking this light orange shade right here and just applying that to the crease. This will be our transition shade. I don't want to go in with too much of a heavy hand because like I said, I don't want this look to be overtaken. I'm really going to want the mint shades to pop. Barely tapping, and I'm taking this pretty close up to the brows and like the brow bone area, and like I said, barely pressing here because the harder you press, the more color you're going to get, and I just want this to be a nice wash of brown. Going in with a clean white fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend out that brown shade just a little more, and then I'm going to be taking that like pinky-ish coral shade. Same thing, just using that same white brush, barely picking up any product at all. And now I'm just bringing this down into the crease more. Same Morphe blending brush that I used for the brown shade, I'm blending these 2 shades together. I'm thinking I'm gonna lay down a little bit of concealer first because I really want it to pop. So I'm going back to my Tarte Shape Tape and I'm just gonna do this real quick. That mint color in this Lancome palette. So now I'm just gonna take it right here. We are gonna have to build this, but it's so pretty. I'm obsessed. We're gonna have to just slowly build it. I highly recommend taking a smaller flat brush when doing this because you really want to keep this mint shade focused. You do not want to lose control of it. Also, it's not coming up as glittery as it looks in the pan, which I really like. This shade you really have to build though, like really build. This is taking me longer than usual, but so keep that in mind. You do have to build that mint shade in that Lancome palette. All right, so now that this part is done, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. I'm gonna probably fast forward that part for you guys because I don't want it to be super repetitive. Okay, so now that that eye is done, I'm going to be taking this new e.l.f. sparkling silver like glitter. It's the only silver glitter I have, and I'm actually surprised that I've never used it. It looks a little chunky, maybe because it's a little bit older, but that's okay. I'm going to just go ahead and press this very close to the lower lash line and just sweep it up. I don't want a ton of this glitter on because I don't want it to take away from the mint to it, so this is just going to help pop and bring it all together. Now that that is done, I'm going to start working on the outer V. For this part, I do want to go back to this Huda Beauty palette. I don't want to make the outer V too dark and make it like more of a halo look. I really want to try to keep it light and easy and breezy. So I'm going to just go back to that like same warm brown shade and just put it in the outer corner. And then I'm leaving that inner corner still because that's where I want the highlight to go. I'm going to go back to that same glitter silver and take it right at the top of where the mint is. I think that'll look really nice, and I feel like that'll just make it really pop. Becca Bali Sands bronzer. I love this bronzer, and I'm actually going to go in with this one first. I have used this one before, but it's just a gorgeous summertime bronzer. So I'm going to start with this, and then I'll go in with the Marc Jacobs one, and I'm just going to be bronzing the skin. I'm using my Tom Ford bronzer brush. This Marc Jacobs coconut bronzer, and this is going to be the bronzer I use to contour, since it is more of a cool tone bronzer. Powder, contour the nose a little. I'm gonna finish up the eyes, I think, right now. Product, but this is the Makeup Geek, I think it's the Full Spectrum eyeliner, and this is in the shade Mint. It's the only mint liner I have that I could find, but I ain't mad because I really love these Makeup Geek liners. So I'm going to go ahead and line the upper waterline and the lower waterline. Going back to this Huda Beauty palette and doing all the small detailed work, I want the mint to go on the, you know, on the lower lash line, but I do need a little bit of transition shade, so I'm going to be using that same brown shade I've been using the whole time. Okay, change of plans. I don't think I'm going to add mint on the lower lash line. I kind of like how that looks with just like that brown and poppy shade, and how the mint eyeliner kind of pulls it all together. But I am going to go in with a little more of that e.l.f. silver liner because I really like it. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the lower lash line instead. I'm going to be using the Miami lashes from Lily Lashes. These aren't new, they're just my obsession. So I'm going to go ahead and apply these off camera, since you guys have seen me apply false lashes a gazillion times. Lashes are on. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of the face. Lancome Macaroon Blush and Blender. This is in the shade Blush Rose. It's like a cream to powder blush. So I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to go in with a duo fiber at first. This is just like a small MAC one, and just kind of stipple it here, and then just smile. Ooh, that's pretty. I was kind of expecting a little bit more pigment and payoff, but yeah, okay, that side has more. You need the slightest amount when you use like cream blushes, but I love them. Since it is a cream powder, I'm going to tap it out with this damp Sony Akashic blender. Pixie and Chloe Morello palette. I'm using this for the blushes. I'm going to be going in with these first two, like that pinky one and that peach one. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. I actually don't think I've ever used this on camera, but it's a really good highlighter. I really, really love this duo, especially for my skin tone. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. So I like to mix the two shades and then just buff them on. Tap with a damp beauty blender. This just makes it all press into the skin nice. I'm gonna go back into that Fenty highlighter and take a small brush, once again, the one that I used to highlight probably for the nose area. Now I'm going to set my face with the e.l.f. Beauty Shield Antioxidant Enriched Skin Protection. I always do this to see what kind of pump we're working with, and the mist seems good. So let's go. Woo! That felt so good. For the lip color, I am going to be doing a nude. I'm going to be using these Pop Beauty Liquid Lips one, which is Pale Baby, and this is a really pretty like mauve-ish color. It's Pale Baby and it has like a pink undertone. This is Barely Nude swatched here. Barely Nude is actually more mauve than that one, so I think I'm going to use the other one, which is Pale Baby. It has like a mousse texture. I think the shade looks really pretty. That's all of that I'm going to put on, because I can tell I'm losing the pop to my lips and it feels very tight and matte. So I'm going to stop, but See how it's like breaking out and looking like very crusty? I really do not like that. I definitely wouldn't feel comfortable wearing this lip out. I feel like very self-conscious because it is already caking and crusting, but to add a little bit of life to the lips, I am going to go in with this Urban Decay High Fine Shine lip gloss in the shade Gold Mine and just add a little bit of gloss to help my lips look like they have a little bit more texture to them. This is the final look and first impressions on all these products. Like I said earlier, let me know what you guys think down below and let me know what products you guys have used. This was my first time using. So far, I'm loving the look. The liquid lipstick is a little too drying for me. Yeah, it's just too drying. I have other liquid lipsticks that I feel like are the same color that I would much rather use. As with the eyes, I'm loving the mint and the silver together with the warm tones. I think it's just super pretty and very spring appropriate. That's it for this video. I know it's going to be super long, so I'm sorry about that, but don't forget to leave me your comments down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys!